This is my second attempt to record, so a couple of things have happened in between. I've rolled the initiative for the Kobolds. They rolled very well, because I realised that as soon as Yerek entered room 2, that the Kobolds would, Kobolds, not sure how best to pronounce, but they would attack, especially the 3 over here that are armed with crossbows, ready for any ingress. The tactics that I've used may have been quite terrible, and that may be a recurring thing, as I'm not that tactically minded, but we'll see what happens. I will attempt to sort of role play things more than take the most tactical option. But of course, some fighters would be more tactically minded than others. Charging in as Yerek did here was unwise, I would say. The skeletons have their go though, and they are going to flee from him because they do fear him. This one, I guess, is going to try and sort of run to the corner of the room past the kobolds, and Yerek is going to get a free attack against them as he does so, with his heavy mace with a +2. So that makes 12 in total. Their armor class 13, so that's a miss. And this one is going to sort of like cower in the corner. Now, upon entering the room, the Kobold Tactics are that the 3 on the left side of the room will shoot from behind the cover of these crates, and the 3 up here will attack with their half spears at any intruders. Let me just open up some stuff. There we go, all prepared there. So, we're going to make 3 attacks at Yerek with the Kobold Crossbows. They have a +2 attack on ranged. Yerek has armor class 15, so we're looking to roll 13s for the Kobolds. All of them miss, so a flurry of crossbow bolts shoot out towards Yerek, but all of them manage to avoid him. And we're going to look at a Kobold half spear. It's worth pointing out at this point the slight difference in how weapons were done. They're done by size category: small, medium, large, etc. This was changed in 3.5 edition to have different sizes of each weapon. So in this version, let's take, for example, the short sword is a small weapon, so that would be a light weapon for a human-sized character. But in the hands of a halfling, for example, because the size category small is the same as the size category of the character, it counts as a one-handed weapon rather than a light weapon. And of course, the 1d6 damage is the small size category damage for a longsword, which would be 1d8. Which is how they changed it in later systems. I kind of like this original way of doing it, but I can see why they changed it. But I think I prefer it currently. At any rate, we're looking for a half spear, which is a medium-sized weapon. You can set it against a charge with a ready action. And half spear is small enough for a small character to use. I don't believe it has any reach, so they would still need to get to within 5 feet, which they're going to do. These two are going to step forward. This one's going to step one forward as well. And so only 2 attacks are going to go through. They have -1 to attack with their half spears. One of them does actually hit for 1d6 -2 damage. Rolled a 2, so that is 0 damage as far as I know. I'm going to quickly check that in the combat section. So here we go, damage. If penalties to damage bring the damage result below 1, a hit still deals 1 point of damage. Well, I don't know if I like that or not, but there we go. 1 point of damage is still done to Yerrick there. So he's down to 5 at the moment. Gothram, seeing Yerrick is being attacked, is going to try and get into the room. As I said, I'm not going to be quite so picky with how things work this time. So we're just going to say he moves here and then moves here like that to try and get an attack at this kobold up here. He moves, so he can only do 1 attack with his battle axe. At +4, he rolled an 18, so that's bound to be a hit. And he's going to do 1d8 +3 damage. So 7 +3 is 10 damage. A 3 hit point kobold is going to be very dead there. One thing I haven't decided whether to do is to do the dying and stabilization of enemies, or just if they get to 0 hit points to kill them off. I guess we'll put them into minus figures just to give it a try. No more zombies survive, so I'll remove them from the turn order, and it's Valdis's turn. Now, he can make a move here and take a shot at this kobold, but we're going to have a quick look at shooting through. Now, I think it is simply a -4 penalty to the attack. With ranged attack, you can shoot or throw at any target that is within range, within the ranged weapon's maximum range and in line of sight. A target is in line of sight if no obstructions are between you and the target. Now, does it clarify what an obstruction is exactly? Just going to look through the rules a little bit to quickly find anything. If you shoot or throw a ranged weapon at a target that is engaged in melee with an ally, you suffer a -4 penalty on the attack roll because you have to aim carefully to avoid hitting your ally. 2 characters are engaged in melee if they are enemies of each other and either threatens the other. If your target is at least 10 feet away from the nearest ally, you can avoid the -4 penalty, even if the creature you're aiming at is engaged in melee with an ally. So I think that the way that this works actually, because there is a useful diagram. Yarrick is going to provide cover for this kobold. So that kobold is going to get plus 40 as armor class, but he's not actually in combat with anybody. So it's just... I think it is just the cover that he gets. So in that case, the kobold's armor class is going to be 19. That's quite a tall order, but Valdis is going to attempt it. He'd already drawn his short bow, so he gets plus 3 to it. But I only roll a 9, so no success there. Akihito is stable. And Fenton is singing his song, which I need to remember is giving everybody a +1 bonus. A +1 bonus to their attacks and damage. Rinya, I think, is actually going to attempt to help out a little bit. Now, he's got grease. He's got a flask of alchemist's fire as well. But I think what we're going to do is some grease. 5, 10. In fact, that counts as 5, 10, 15, 20. I think from there he can see a good place to cast grease, right there. So, let's quickly move over to the grease spell. So, the range is 25 feet. That's not going to even reach there. So, I think Rinya would actually have to move in front of Valdis. And then he can actually cast grease. Well, he'll do it there. And I don't think I'm going to do that sort of thing again. Once I've made a choice, then I'll stick to it. But on this occasion, we will make a slight exception. So, it covers the area with grease. The target is a 10 foot by 10 foot square. So let's see if I've got a... So I guess really it's only going to be those two kobolds. And it might not be very effective against them, to be honest. Oh, I've lost it now. Right, so he's going to cast that. Now then, saving throw. Any creature entering the area or caught in it when the spell is cast must succeed on a reflex save or slip. So, doing 2 reflex saves against DC 14. The kobolds have a reflex of only +1. I was expecting it to be a little bit better. Both of them fail. So, both of them fall prone. We just clarify the rest of the spell. So it's a save every round to avoid falling and to be able to move. Very well. They've been flawed then. So Yerrick, I guess, he'll take the opportunity to attack the skeleton that is cowering in the corner. But he doesn't manage to do much damage to it. What I do need to check is how long Turn Undead actually lasts, and I haven't really been keeping track of the rounds as I should have been doing. So they flee for 10 rounds. Oh, and if they're cowering, you do get a +2 bonus to attack them. If you approach within 10 feet of them, however, they overcome being turned and act normally. So, being within 10 feet of that skeleton, he would actually be able to attack Yerrick back. So, he's got his 2 claw attacks. Both of them hit. This could be the end of Yerrick. He's done 7 damage. That puts him on -2. It goes poorly, especially having a cleric out of action. That's very bad. Right, kobolds then. These 3, I suppose, are going to shoot at Gothram. So, +2 on their ranged attacks. Against armor class 15. So we need 13s. That's 2 hits. 1d8 damage each. Could be the end of Gothram as well. 4 damage. That brings him down to 6. Infuriating him, I'm sure. This kobold here is going to try and stabilize. He would have had to do it on his round as I don't think so. See, he's on -5. And these 2 kobolds are going to try and stand up with their reflex saves. Both of them fail, so they're still prone. Gothram, I suppose he's going to want to try and clamber over the crates. Now, what do we have written down for the crates? Okay, it tells you what they contain. I like the way in each of these descriptions it's got a little part that says too easy, which so far has not been the case. Kobolds standing behind the crates are safe from melee attacks because the crates prevent the heroes from getting within 5 feet of them. This works both ways. The kobolds can't make melee attacks unless they emerge from behind the crates. Are you able to actually... It does mention about kobolds wishing to flank. They've only got 5 crossbow bolts. That's worth remembering. Well, I think it's probably possible to climb over a crate. So, hampered movement. Let's quickly go to the climb skill. That might swiftly give us an answer. With a successful climb check, you can advance up, down, or across a slope or wall or other steep incline. 1/2 your speed as a miscellaneous full round action. You can move half that far, 1/4. So this is literally climbing. But we want to check out actually moving across a crate. Have a quick look if I can see anything quickly, otherwise we're just going to do like half movement. Well, let's do that. He's going to do a 5-foot step there. So it's going to be 15 feet. That's 10. 20. So you can only sort of get up on top of the crate there in his move. Valdis. I guess he can. He can sort of come over here. There's no point in him shooting at the skeleton, so we know that doesn't work. And I guess he'll try his heal check to sort of stabilize his comrade. So we rolled a 10 and his heal is 3. 13. I think it might be 15 to stabilize. I know we did this last time, so I should have remembered. Heal, first aid, 15, yep. So that was unsuccessful. Akihito, still not doing anything. Fenton. I mean, he has a weapon. He's got his throwing daggers, I remember. And he's got his short sword as well. He's not going to do anything for the moment. Rinya is going to step forward and try and make an attack at the skeleton. Now, Rinya has a long sword, which counts as a slashing weapon. So it only deals half damage, but he has a +2 bonus to hit, which isn't too bad. So, fighting around a corner, we decided gives +4. We'll check that later. That might be a bit too much. Maybe +2 is more appropriate. But anyway, he misses. Yerrick needs to try and stabilize, which he does. Shocking. Now the skeleton is going to try and attack Rinya round the corner with 2 attacks. We do get an 18. Rinya's armor class is 14, but he gets a +4 bonus from the mage armor and +4 bonus from being around the corner, so it doesn't hit. The other skeleton is cowering in the corner at the moment, and these 2 kobolds are going to try and get up. One of them does. This one here. And I guess that these three, with their third shot, are going to shoot at Gothram. With a +2 bonus, 2 of them do hit. Could be deadly. Oh, I rolled a double 1. So he's only on 4 now. But he can start getting into the melee. Now, should there have been an attack of opportunity here? I think yes. He's standing on top of the crate, which does give him a +1 bonus to hit. Their armor class is 15. He rolled a 13. +4 is 17. +1 is 18. And I think he can still hear Fenton, so it's going to be 19. So he's going to deal a mighty 1 damage, +3 from strength, and +1 from Fenton. Knocking that kobold down. And then on his turn he'll be able to jump down. Let's just and make another attack at the one in front of him. That's definitely a hit. And that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So that gives us a -3 on this kobold here. So once he's able to get through, quite deadly. Valdis. I guess he'll make a shot at this kobold that's lying on the floor now that he's seen that his cleric doesn't need stabilizing. Rolled a 17 +3 for the short bow is a 20, so that's going to hit. Being prone provides, let's have a quick look. Defender's prone, -4 to the attack. (17 -4 is 13, +3, 16. That's going to hit. And he'll deal 1d6 damage to the kobold. He rolls a 1. Akihito we're passing over again, and Fenton, I think he's gonna attempt the same thing with one of his throwing daggers, but the kobold's gonna have a +8 bonus because of cover and being prone, because we're shooting through Rinya here. I think that's a pointless thing to do, because unless he rolls a critical, rolls a 20, nothing's going to happen. Rinya, on the other hand, I think he's going to take a step in just to get a better slash at the skeleton. It's a dangerous thing to do for a wizard, but with the mage armor, he might be alright. So he's actually rolled an 18 to hit, which is going to be good. And he deals 1d8 +2 damage. He rolled a 1. +2 is 3, so that's only 1 damage rounded down, but he'll deal an extra 1 damage thanks to the singing. So that is something, at least. Yarrick is stabilized, and the skeleton is going to attempt 2 attacks at the wizard, both of which miss, thankfully. Kobolds, right, so this one here is going to attempt to move out of the grease, which is going to require a reflex save, which he passes. And this other one is going to try and stand up, which will provoke an attack of opportunity from Rinya, which appears to miss anyway. This kobold here is going to be able to get one last shot at Gothram off. He's rolled a 13. He gets a +2 bonus for the attack, so that's 15, which I believe is going to hit. And he deals 3 damage. What does that leave Gothram on? That leaves him on 1. Whew, goodness me. So having moved, this kobold here is able to try and make an attack at Rinya as well, but he misses with his short spear. Gothram can step forward now and try, as it's a 5-foot step, he can actually do both of his attacks, one with the battle axe and one with the short sword. Let's see, armor class is 15 for the kobold, so fails, unfortunately. Valdis will... no, he's got a very poor shot at the kobold now. I think it's time that he draws his sword again. So he'll do that. And that'll probably be most of his turn, putting away the short bow and getting out his sword. And Fenton, what does he have in the way of spells? Not much. Ghost Sound, Light, Prestidigitation, bound to pronounce that poorly many times, and Read Magic. Okay. He's not doing much at the moment either then. Rinya. I think a 5-foot step backwards and a swing at the kobold is the best course of action here. Oh, that's a nice hit. Deals 2 damage, +2 because he has extremely high strength for a wizard. That's gonna down the kobold, 4 damage, puts him on -1. So the kobolds were very easy to deal with. The skeletons, on the other hand, if you don't have a bludgeoning weapon, they're a real problem. Yerick is stable, and the skeleton, I guess, is going to step forward and try and attack Rinya again. 2 misses. He has opened himself up a little bit, though the weapons are useless from the other 2. This kobold has got either 1 or 2 more crossbow bolt shots left. He's going to try and shoot, but of course Gothram is going to get an attack of opportunity from that, which he squanders. So, let's see. Right, it's bad. The crossbow bolt hits for 6 damage, putting Gothram on -5. Another one knocked down. Gothram needs to try and save. I rolled a 0. That counts as a 10. That's stabilized. It means Yerick probably shouldn't have stabilized, because if I'm using 0 as stabilization rather than 1, then Yerick wouldn't, but I'm going to slightly cheat on this occasion. The first and last time. Right, Valdis. His short sword and dagger are both useless against the skeleton. He has a +3 on his grapple. he can take a 5-foot step here and try to aid another against armor class 10 to help Rinya out. To 6, plus 3, only a 9, but he gets a +1 bonus from Fenton. That's done it. So he's going to aid Rinya there, give him a +2 bonus on his attack. Fenton can't do too much at the moment either. So Rinya is going to try. So he's getting +3 in total from Fenton and from Valdis. I don't think it's going to be enough. Rolled a 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. And he gets +2. That's 11. And the armor class of the skeletons is 13. So he would have needed another +2 from somewhere. So that's no good. Yarrick is being stomped on by the skeleton at the moment. The skeleton is going to make 2 claw attacks against Rinya. Right, Rinya's armor class at the moment is normally 14. He's getting +4 bonus from mage armor. That makes 18. The skeletons, they're +0 attack. So I rolled a 16 for one of his attacks, but it still doesn't hit. That's good. Right, kobolds. We've got one standing under Rinya who stabilizes. We've got this one here that doesn't stabilize, so he's on -2. We've got this one here who doesn't stabilize, so he's on -3. And this one that doesn't stabilize, so he's on -4. This one, I guess. Now, the evil GM would finish off the one on the floor. I don't really want to end this too quickly, considering it's my fault for doing a lot of terrible... Alright, let's think. They did one shot at Yarrick. Gothram came into the room. They did another shot at him. He climbed up here. They did the 3rd shot at him. He jumped down here. Killed this one. I think there's one more shot left, so it's going at Rinya. But doesn't hit. Bounces off of the mage armor. Gothram is stable. Valdis is again going to try and give the +2 bonus to Rinya, which he succeeds in. Fenton's still singing his heroic song, and Rinya, the hero of the hour, the martial wizard, misses. Well, I will say this is going quite poorly, but at least the skeleton is unable to hit Rinya. Kobold now needs to get rid of his... Oh, we still have a kobold here I keep forgetting about. He's going to try and stand up. He fails his reflex save, so he's still on the floor. This one here... I mean, really, he should finish off Gothram. He's run out of bolts now. I guess what he'll do is pick up the remaining bolts from the kobold next to him, using his turn for that. So he's probably got another 3 shots in him. And we need to roll for stabilizing the rest. The one under Rinya we did say stabilize. This one, he doesn't, so he's on -3. This one over here doesn't, so he's on -4. And the one underneath Gothram, he doesn't either. So let's just put Gothram to the back for now. This Kobold is on -5. Gothram is stable. Valdis attempts to help Rinya again. Does just about manage to. Fenton keeps singing. And Valdis probably actually should take a 5-foot step here. Fenton can then help out Rinya as well. He rolls a 7. So he doesn't actually help. But Rinya, he's going to get +2 to hit. +2 for flanking. I think you can flank undead. We established what undead had on their side. Yeah, I don't see anything mentioned there for the time being about flanking. So +2 for flanking, +2 for aid another. That's 6, +1 for Fenton singing. That's 7. Against armor class 13. Right, finally managed to hit. Now, only half damage here. We rolled a 6. He gets +2. So that's 8. So that's going to be 4 damage +1 from Fenton. I think that actually is going to finish off the skeleton. Goodness me. Yerick. There is still a skeleton cowering over there. It hasn't quite been 10 rounds yet, I don't think, but that's coming up. Kobolds. This one, I guess, is going to try and stand up, which is going to trigger an attack of opportunity from Valdis. Oh, he's rolled a 19, which is very good because he's got a short sword. So it's possible critical hit. Let's roll again. Right now we rolled in the 11, +3 is 14. That is going to hit, I think, because the armor class of the Kobolds is 15, but you get a +4 bonus on attacking a prone creature. So, yeah, that's going to hit. So, critical hit is ×2 for a short sword, so that's going to be 2d6. 7 damage +3, 10 damage. That's a almost dead Kobold, -8. Right, how many rounds does the grease actually last for? That's something I should have checked when I cast it. Duration, 1 round per level. Aha. Right, another bit of cheating that's occurred then. Should only have lasted 1 round. Well, this Kobold will take a shot at Rinya as payback for his cheating ways. Only gets a 16, so it doesn't hit. And this has been somewhat of a disastrous session, not just for the tactics, but also applying the rules. But you live and learn, and try and improve for the next time. Okay, Valdis. I guess he can probably make 20 feet up here and climb. He'll get behind cover, I think, right there. Fenton can actually come into the room and he'll try and throw a dagger. So he gets a +1 bonus to hit, but we're saying that this Kobold is behind cover, giving him +4, so that's 19. Unlikely to hit. Rolled a 15. No good. Rinya. I think he's going to go for the skeleton. He'll do a charge as well, giving him the +2 bonus. He rolls a 13, +2 for the attack, 15 +2 for the charge. Yep, all good. And he's rolled an 8 for damage. He gets +2 on that for his strength, so 10. That's going to kill the skeleton. Looks as though our wizard is the MVP here. Yarrick's stable, skeletons have all been dispersed, so now it's time to check on our kobolds, who have been treated very unfairly by my breaking of the rules. Okay, no good there. There's another kobold missing. Was he? I'm sure there was 3. Have I accidentally deleted one? Oh. Yeah, well, let's keep him there for now then. This one that's on -5 should now be on -6. No, I think the -3 one was the one that we were dealing with. So let's go on down to -4. Then over on that side we've got 1 fail, 2 fails. So it's -5. That's -6. And this one is going to make a shot. Now, if they've got cover behind there, then that means that the others should have cover behind there as well, if they're crouching down. He's going to try and make a shot at Valdis anyway, and misses. Gothram is stable. Valdis. I think he should be able to climb up, that's 20 feet of movement, and actually make an attack here with his short sword. He's going to get +1 bonus from his height advantage. So he'll have +4 and then +5 because of the... Ah yes, rolled a 16. So this could be the defining moment here. 1 damage, +3 strength. That'll do. So, after all that, right, let's see about stabilizing then. So this kobold, he's going to need to roll once. He fails. This kobold is going to get 6 tries. So we get 1, 2. So he stabilizes at -6. No, -5 in fact. This kobold here, he's going to have to make 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to die. This kobold here is making 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He dies. This kobold here, he's on -6, so he needs to make 4. 1, 2, 3. He stabilizes. At -8. And this one up here is on -1, so he's going to get 9 saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And stabilizes on the 6th. So, some kobolds can be questioned if required. Let's get rid of these skeletons that we don't need anymore. Zombie we can get rid of. Right, the party is going to sort of make its way back into the first room. Where's Gothram? There he is. So Gothram and Yerrick are going to need to be dragged back by the rest of the party, and Akihito as well is still by the door. So we've got 3 party members down. One of them, importantly, is the one that has the ability to heal. Now, at this point, the party would need to rest. And that would require blocking this door. Valdis, well, he doesn't really want to open the door, putting light into that room if he doesn't know what is there. So I guess between the 3 of them, they will drag the crate and block the doorway there. 2 crates stacked should be fine, and then they'll move the other crate in front of here to block this entranceway in case anybody comes through. Which they will do. Now the question is our big enemy here going to do anything about it? He would be aware of the combat, certainly, and would be waiting there. I guess at some point during the night, if they were going to be resting, then he would investigate. Let's have a quick look at the heal check. So only if you have 1 whole day of resting will the heal check come into effect. You regain hit points at 1 hit point per level. So I think really the only thing possible here, they've got 3 people. I don't know if they're going to be able to even drag their companions out back to town. And we don't know exactly where this adventure is taking place. I think that we can refer to this as somewhat of a disaster. But let's make a note here of how things actually went down. Because the first room had 2 zombies, and 4 skeletons. Everyone participated in that. But the kobolds, that encounter did not include Akihito. So 6 kobolds. I think we can do, like, a little test of how these 3 remaining characters would be able to deal with the boss. I presume it's going to be a disaster, but why not give it a try? None of them have dark vision, so they're going to have to light up the way. Okay, let's re-roll initiative then. So Valdis gets 16 plus 7. 23. Fenton gets 16 plus 1, 17. Rinya gets 3 plus 4, 7. Same again then. And our boss here, Holg, rolls a 17 plus 4. As a half-orc, he's going to have dark vision of 60 feet, so he's going to be able to see those who enter. Valdis enters the room, I guess, still with his short sword drawn. Though maybe his short bow. He'd be able to see, well, not very much into the room. I mean, if we put the light source there, he'll have the short bow out. He's going to step round and just stand out of the light there. Holg's tactics are as follows. On the first action, he casts Protection from Good. This grants him a +2 bonus on his armor class and all saving throws and attacks made by good opponents. This lasts for 20 rounds. We'll do some listen checks to see if we can sort of identify where he is. Valdis gets a 14 plus 8. So I think that he'd be able to sort of identify where he is over there and draw his bow. Fenton, I guess, will step through the door here, followed by Rinya here. None of them will be able to see the orc yet, so he'll maybe just take a step there, and then maybe they can just about make him out there. Yeah, so that was Rinya. Valdis, we're gonna give this orc some concealment. Let's just check how far he is. He's 35 feet. How much concealment should we give him? Let's give him 30%. So then, Valdis is going to shoot with his short bow. So, armor class 16 for Holg. Let's set up his hit points as well. He should have 23. Oh dear. Well, the shortbow shot was a complete miss. And then Hulk will cast Bane. All heroes within 50 feet must make a successful will save DC 13 or suffer a -1 morale penalty on their attack rolls for 10 rounds. Right, will saves. So Fenton, he rolls a 5 plus 4. So he fails. Rinya, 14, so that passes. And 15 for Valdis. So it's only Fenton who's getting a -1 penalty to his attacks. He's going to start singing, if he can do it more than once per day, which I think he can. No, 1 time per day. Right, what is the range on throwing daggers? I believe it's going to be 10 feet. Dagger. 10 foot. He's not going to do much at the moment. He can barely see his opponent. Rinya, he's going to take a step forward to light up Holg. And then, you see we've got the problem of the crevasse. But he is going to prepare oh, I thought I'd bought some Alchemist Fire. I think he's got a flask of acid. Right, where is he? Where is Rinya? Oil flask. Caltrops. No ranged weapon. Right, what are we doing with this crevasse? It's 7 feet wide. Well, he's not going to do anything about that. Okay, Valdis. He's going to make a 5 foot step here and loose his short bow. Misses. Right, so after casting Bane, Hulk. Sorry for the long pause here. We're just checking. He's only going to do something if they actually cross the fissure, which none of them are going to do. Well, as this has been a fairly long one so far, we're going to actually take a break there because some kind of diplomacy is probably going to be in order here. So I'll end it there and we'll finish this off another time.